All right, we're running out of space here.
Oh man, I just need to rest for a bit.
Okay.
Just a bit, yeah. But
Yeah.
put that anywhere.
Oh,
hello everyone.
Oh,
Welcome
hi.
to Monday Advanced Live Stream. I'm Peter.
And I'm John.
With John, and we're just taking a little break from moving, and we thought we'd share with you some terminology this week about moving.
That's
there
right.
isn't really an article in this week's Advanced about moving, but there is a great article about Amelia Earhart, the famous celebrity American pilot from the 1930s who mysteriously disappeared trying to fly around the world in a fairly small airplane, went down somewhere in the Pacific, has never been found before, but now you can read about this week in Advanced how one research team thinks they found the plane. They think they have a sonar of it, so they're not exactly sure, but they obviously want to move the plane up from the bottom of the sea to see if it's really hers, and so we started thinking about moving in other ways as well. And John, like you said, there's a history element to it as well.
Every time I move, I feel like I discover some history. I typically don't discover an airplane, but I do find things that I've lost or things that are keepsakes. A keepsake is a fun term. Keepsake is something that you own, one of your possessions, that you keep for the sake of remembering something.
Yes, good word. A keepsake can often come up when you're moving. Hello, Steve. Good to have you with us
Steve,
as always.
Rose, Daisy, and Agatha. Hi, all.
Daisy and Agatha, hello to all. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, John just mentioning just now a keepsake, something that happens that you might find yourself saying when you're moving, when you're preparing to move, and that in fact leads us right into a vocabulary word. We'll throw it in just to tie it on quickly here, and that is inventory.
That's right. When you
inventory.
An inventory is the things, those are the things you have. We use this phrase to take inventory a lot. Your inventory is your store of belongings.
Yeah, it's everything you've got, everything you need to keep track of, and you know, businesses will use it too. A retail store will use it. They'll take inventory in terms of what products they have, what merchandise they have, and what they need to get more of, and what they need to get less of, and what's moving and what's not moving. But also, when you move, you want to take an inventory of what you got. See if you have any keepsakes that you want to bring, or stuff that can be, you know, sort of gotten rid of now that you're moving, just to make the move easier.
Now, Darren, you say you say moving across the country is a nightmare, but you've done it 3 times. Wow. I'm curious, you know, in the U.S., when we talk about a cross-country move, typically we're talking east to west coast. I wonder, are you talking about Taiwan? Are you talking about the U.S.? We're curious.
Yeah,
Rose, you say the first time you encountered this word, inventory, was when you played that famous game, The Sims 4.
The Sims. Yeah.
Hi, happy day. It is a happy day.
Speaking of moving, you can maybe anticipate our poll question for today. Let's go right to that. How often have you moved?
That's
How
right.
often have you moved? Has it been every 2 to 3 years? Every 6 to 7 years?
Yeah.
Has it been every 10 to 12 years? Or are you still living in the house you were born in? Or, you know, somewhere between there. I would say, John, how often have you moved?
I've moved a lot. I mean, I've definitely moved every 2 to 3 years. Now, if you include moving inside a city, sort of an internal city move, I've moved a lot. Because typically I was renting as a young adult, so anytime there was either like a change of friend group or roommates or a change of pricing, I'd try to find a cheaper location or a better location.
Absolutely.
So I've moved so many times, and I've been in our current place about 2 years.
Okay.
So hopefully no move, because I'm nice and close to work now.
Yeah, for me it's been about a little less than every 6 to 7 years. Actually, I've lived here in Taipei now since about 2015. This has been one of the longest stretches that I've lived anywhere, really. As an adult, when I was a kid with my family, we moved maybe twice, I think, over like about 15 years.
Okay.
From one place, and then we moved to another place. That's where I grew up. But as an adult, I have ended up moving about every 4 to 7 years. Just, you know, by circumstances or by preference.
Or I know grad school,
different
things.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can compete with Darren. Darren said he went from Taipei to LA, where I used to live, to Sydney to Taipei. So that's quite a trans-Pacific move you have
That's
there.
a
Me,
moving.
I'm with you, sister. I hate moving. I hate it.
Yes.
Yeah. What is your least favorite part of moving?
Oh, the whole thing. I mean, if I could just teleport myself and all my stuff into the new place, I would miss nothing.
Do you know what teleport means, by the way? Teleport is like a magical power where something disappears and reappears.
Right.
Teleport.
Like that.
A port is a prefix or suffix for door, by the way. A porter is a person who opens the door at a hotel. All right, let's see. Agatha, you say you need a U-Haul in the U.S., which is true. U-Haul is a company where you haul. It's kind of a pun.
U-Haul.
Haul means to carry or drag something heavy, and you do use U-Haul a lot in the States. Steve, you say, I never moved because you treasured your memories, your collection, your artwork in your house, and you feel like the house is a family member. No, I know that feeling. I think that's a great feeling when you have a place that's full of memories.
One of the things that makes moving so difficult, here's another vocab term for you, is going through your clutter. Your clutter, C-L-U-T-T-E-R. John, what is clutter?
Well, if I say there was so much clutter in my house, it was time to clean, or I could use it as an adjective. My house was so cluttered. It means full of things, full of stuff.
Right.
Packed with stuff that makes it messy. Clutter is messy.
Clutter usually is not referred to things that are important, that are necessary, although it may include that. Clutter is just like sort of everything all together, and it seems like so much, and some of it you need to keep, some of it you don't need to keep, but it's all just sort of piling up, and it's
disorganized. It means a disorganized mess that's getting in the way of everyday life. Is your house cluttered? I feel like my house is very cluttered these days. We kept saying, we moved and we needed new things, then we kept saying yes, and now we have a cluttered house. So if anyone needs some stuff, kids' toys.
It's an ongoing thing, fighting against your clutter, because it can accumulate very easily. You always have a good reason for keeping things. You're smart. You don't keep things for no reason, right? So in time, clutter piles up, and you have to take inventory and sort through it and see what is a keepsake and what you can get rid of. And a move is an ideal time to do that because it's part of what you have to do anyway. Agatha,
that's right.
Hiring a moving company is also a good idea, but be careful that you may be asked for overpriced tips. Yeah, everyone's out there trying to make a buck, so make sure that you get a good deal with the moving company and, figure out who you're dealing with before you hire them.
My sister just moved to Tennessee from New York and New York City, and so she got a moving company. I think the older I get, the more I think, okay, a moving company is the way to go because it's just so convenient.
Yeah.
But it really depends and can be expensive. We have a great word there. You need to tidy up like a hoarder.
Yeah.
A hoard, H-O-A-R-D, is a word that we typically associate with dragons in Western mythology. A dragon has their hoard, their pile of treasures.
Right.
So we use this phrase, a hoarder, if someone has piled up their house with too many things till it becomes a problem.
Right. And there's a sense to hoarding that it's like clutter that you're very deliberate about. It's a lot of stuff, kind of disorganized, but you want it and you don't let go of any of it. You hoard it. It can be a way to express how passionately you feel about something that you hoard. And for dragons, of course, it's usually gold, because dragons in the West, at least, tend to be greedy and monstrous and demonstrating all the bad aspects of humanity.
For me, I'm a hoarder of fish tanks. I love fish tanks. And so that's my hoard. Don't touch my guppies. Steve, you say you're doing, Rose, you say it's hard to keep our house tidy because of our toddler. Oh, me too. Our rooms are always cluttered. Yeah, I don't, sister, I don't have any advice there other than jayo.
Yeah,
Steve, you say, I'm doing my cleaning in your room today. Yes. While you're listening to Advanced, because I'm making categories in your car collection. That's right, you've mentioned this collection before, Steve. You have to send us a picture. And your comic artwork to let your things be more organized in the future. It's true, when you collect things, sometimes, organization really is key for any collection.
Right.
And that's where inventory comes in.
That's where inventory comes in, sort through the clutter. But, the reason that it's so hard to get into sometimes is because that kind of work, taking inventory, can be tedious.
Oh, tedious. A great word
for us. Tedious.
You've probably run across this before, right? We know the word tired, right? Tedious means work or effort that makes you tired, if something is tedious. I mean, it's difficult, and it's often kind of boring. You mentioned a hoarder of books. Yes, I know that feeling. Hopefully you have enough bookshelves that they don't just pile up. And then clutter means messy. Exactly.
Good word for
a messy, busy,
Right.
It does mean a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Rose has already gotten us started here. Oh, excuse me, Agatha, with her comment about hiring a moving company. That's a good segue into our discussion question, so we can keep the ball rolling here. Simply, what is one of your tips for moving?
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do? Do you hire a company? Do you do it yourself? Do you get a bunch of friends? Promise them pizza and soda, or pizza and beer even? What's one of your tips for keeping track of things, for taking inventory? One of your tips to make moving less tedious?
And also, I'm curious how many of you have done an international move. You know, that's a whole different decision because you normally have to leave some things.
Yeah.
It's incredibly pricey to ship things overseas. So unless the company or something pays for it, it's really difficult to move furniture. We ended up just going for a shipping crate approach where we boxed up several of our things. Thankfully, we were newlyweds at the time and we didn't have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we just paid a shipping company to
put it on a boat.
Yeah, bring a few of our. I think it was on a boat.
Yep.
A few of our keepsakes. We brought some keepsakes and some wedding presents and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's smart. But something that you're going to want during a move, and this is maybe not necessarily for international move, although it could be.
But it's helpful to know the word.
Right, it's helpful to know the word, and it's something you use not only for a move, too. It's one of those big platforms with wheels on it, and it's called a dolly.
A dolly, D-O-L-L-Y.
Which is a very interesting term for that object, because it has another meaning in English. John, what is that other meaning?
Well, a dolly, like a wah-wah, like a little doll, a baby
little
doll.
Play doll, toy doll that child might play with is
Oh,
also called
thank you.
a dolly.
It says,
Yes.
working in advanced English classroom is the least tedious experience.
Oh,
thank you. I'm not sure if it's the least tedious thing you can do, but no,
it's pretty far down the
we
list.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I hope that there is so much interesting stuff in English, and it's nice to put the pieces together. Okay, but a dolly, it can also be a woman's name. There's the famous country singer with the big hair. She sings, there was Jesus. Dolly Parton. Yeah. But a dolly is something you'll need in moving. It's a little hand cart, something normally with two wheels that you can put boxes on and tilt it. So using the power of levers and wheels, you can move things more easily. A dolly.
Exactly. It's if you have to take a refrigerator out of your apartment, you want a dolly for that, or for like a lot of boxes. Spare your back.
I had the best. We say the best of both worlds. I had the fun of yesterday. Actually, my neighbor got a new washing machine, and she asked if we wanted the box. And I said yes for my kids.
So we got this small kids.
Yeah, so we got this huge box for my 3 toddlers or my 2 toddlers and 1 infant. And so we got the best of both worlds. We had none of the tediousness of moving things up the stairs, but all of the fun of playing with the boxes after. When you were a kid, did you ever play with the moving boxes after a move?
Goodness. But one reason that a dolly is helpful for a move is because when you move, you might have some items that are bulky. That's another vocab word for us. Bulky. John, what does bulky mean?
Bulky means large and often, bulky, like larger than it should typically be.
Right, larger.
We use this word in different ways.
To pick up easily, kind of big, and maybe the weight shifts a little bit if you have a lot of different things in it, but it's still heavy. Something that is bulky is like you said, bigger than it should be.
Yes, we'll talk. There's a word in there, bulk. But Steve, you talk about finding a good moving company. Absolutely, find someone that you can trust. They will be moving all your things, as you say. Bulk. If you say I bought the food in bulk, it means I get a large amount, more than just one single portion. The term bulky, you'd use it in a sentence. You could say, the sofa was very bulky. It was difficult to move down the stairs.
Perfect example of bulky, Moving a sofa down a stairwell, it's so bulky. It isn't shaped well to move smoothly down the stairs. It's very heavy, it's very big, it's bulky.
And you sometimes describe people as bulky, certain kinds of athletes, like a sumo wrestler is very bulky. Like really, their bulk is massive. Normally the word massive bulk is combined.
Absolutely.
Children enjoy playing with boxes, but they just take up a lot of space. It's true. Children do, and the box, we'll see how long it lasts.
Chunky or bulky
Great question.
are similar, they're not identical.
Yeah.
Chunky is a bit more
Okay, if we're describing a person, first of all, it depends on context. If I say, oh, my friend Bob was chunky, but Billy was bulky. Bulky is more like he might have some extra weight, but strong. Whereas chunky means kind of fat.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I love the way.
So, if we're describing a person, in general, we use that word chunky. Yeah, chunky is a little cuter. If you were saying, oh, that dog or that picture of a really chunky baby chick or something like that, like
baby's cheeks are kind of we might
chunky.
describe them
The
as
baby
chunky.
was very chunky.
Yeah.
I don't know about a bulky baby, kind of a scary baby.
Yeah, you wouldn't use the same word really for bulky,
Yeah.
for a baby bulky.
I think of peanut butter when I think chunky. That's different. It just has chunks of things in there.
Chunky
different
peanut
usage.
butter.
Well,
friends, one advantage, we'll just sort of wind down here, but one advantage of using a moving company is that it can expedite the whole process of moving. Expedite the process of moving simply means to move faster, to make it quicker, more efficient. You want to expedite something. You hire a moving company, and hopefully that will expedite it. Based on your situation, it might be easier and quicker just to get some of your friends together if they have a good spirit for that. But expedite, good word to know. It comes up in moving, comes up in other places too.
It does. There's the word expedition, like you said right there. Exactly.
Right.
Expedition means the root word in there, PED, is for feet, like a podiatrist, someone that is a foot doctor. All right, well, friends, there's a lot more.
I didn't hear Chubby Checkers.
Chubby Checkers, wow. Was he? He wasn't a Rat Pack guy. Anyway,
Chubby Checker. He has that one about the twist. Come on, baby, do the twist.
That's a good moving song.
Yeah.
Come on now, baby.
You're moving when you do the twist.
Twist.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, friends, there's a few more events. You can actually come and see us live if you love music and you love Doris from彭蒙惠英文. We do have a memorial concert for her. This is on Friday, the 20th of September. So a little bit less than 2 weeks. Tickets are free. The concert starts at 10 o'clock.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
10 a.m. So if you can get off of work and come and see with your coworkers, people who have read the magazine, please feel free. I believe the doors are going to open sometime around 9, but check online. We'll put the details below. Also, the following day, if you can't get up at 10 o'clock on Friday or you have work, come and see us out in Bitan in Xingdian. There is our event, Let's Run. Ijo, Let's Run. For free, you can hear the beautiful Heavenly Melody songs. They'll be doing a performance, I think, around 4 o'clock. Look at the details below. The sign up for the run to support kids in need in Taiwan is all full. So we have enough runners, but if you just want to come to Bitan, which is beautiful, any time of year, and hear some music in the afternoon, please do. See if you can say hi. We really love the special blessing of seeing you guys in person. So come say hi if you can. Ijo is also a great organization to support. We can really vouch for the work they're doing.
Absolutely,
vouch for, what does that mean?
Vouch for, to support, to speak well of, to encourage the use of. Yeah, okay, so
Expediter is a good name, Selena. We should copyright that.
Yeah, we had one comment here. Somebody said a short and scout man. I think if we can
short and stout.
Yeah,
short and stout
with a T.
I think you knew what you were saying. Yeah.
But you're right. That's in the neighborhood of chunky, bulky, stout. When you're talking about people, you wouldn't say a stout box of clothes, you would say a bulky.
Stout is more about the dimension. No matter how tall something is, it's stout. Stout is normally a little shorter and wide. Yeah. You can say the mug was very stout, or you could say a stout
mug of ale.
Yeah, something that is wide.
Yeah.
Wide, about as wide as it is tall. It's
stout.
We
had a stout box.
The famous song,
here.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout.
And that'll be our topic for next week on Advanced Live Stream. Famous children's songs using kitchen appliances, or maybe something else. Anyway, hope you all have a good week. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you next Monday for a live stream. And remember, the concert and the Let's Run are 2 weeks away from now, not this coming Friday and Saturday, but the following Friday and Saturday. All right? So have a good day, folks. We'll see you next time.
All right, we're back to moving here.
Oh, boy, back to moving. Let's see. Now, if you take